Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. The once steady hum of American industry has fallen silent. General Motors has halted production at key plants, a decision that sends shockwaves far beyond its factory walls. This shutdown threatens the livelihoods of thousands of workers and the stability of entire communities built around manufacturing. Its impact ripples outward, affecting suppliers, local businesses, and families who now face an uncertain future. For many, the silence in these factories means more than lost jobs. It means mounting bills and growing anxiety about what comes next. GM's move is a stark signal of deep change in the auto industry, one that will shape the future of American work and the nation's economy. The recent production halt at General Motors isn't just a blip on the radar, it's a symptom of deeper challenges facing the automotive giant. This isn't a simple matter of slowing down a production line. GM's ambitious EV transition, a cornerstone of their future strategy, is proving to be a complex and costly endeavor. The shift to electric vehicles requires massive investments and a complete overhaul of existing manufacturing processes. Compounding these internal challenges is the persistent fragility of global supply chains. The automotive industry relies on a complex network of suppliers, and disruptions at any point can have cascading effects. And looming over everything are the increasingly strong economic headwinds, creating an uncertain environment for both manufacturers and consumers. Billions upon billions of dollars have been strategically invested in the electric vehicle sector, a clear indication of GM's commitment to this technological shift. However, the crucial battery production and the extensive factory retooling required for EV manufacturing have encountered costly snags and unexpected delays, impacting the overall timeline. Furthermore, widespread consumer hesitation regarding electric vehicles, fueled by concerns about charging infrastructure, range anxiety, and the overall practicality of EVs for everyday use, and the higher price point often associated with electric vehicles, collectively adds to the already significant challenges GM is facing. Supply chain disruptions continue to linger, with persistent shortages of critical components threatening to bring assembly lines to a complete standstill, disrupting production schedules, and impacting delivery times. The recent surge in rising interest rates has further softened consumer demand, making it more difficult for potential buyers to finance new vehicle purchases. This is especially true for pricier models and high-end vehicles, where financing plays a more significant role in the purchasing decision. All of these factors are forcing GM to carefully rethink its production targets and adjust its strategies to align with the current market realities. Therefore, this temporary shutdown is being implemented as a defensive move, strategically designed to avoid a potential oversupply of vehicles in a softening market. It's also a crucial step to protect the company's profits, which are essential for funding the ongoing and future investments in electric vehicle technology and infrastructure. Adding to the financial pressures, labor costs have increased significantly following the negotiation of new union contracts, impacting the overall cost of production. This increase in labor costs is adding even more pressure on GM to identify and implement new efficiencies across its operations. Consequently, GM is strategically using this production pause as an opportunity to recalibrate its operations and refine its long-term strategy, carefully aligning inventory levels with current market demand, diligently managing costs across all areas of the business, and proactively preparing for what is expected to be a fiercely competitive future in the automotive industry. The company is currently navigating a delicate balancing act, requiring careful consideration of numerous factors, striving to invest strategically in the technologies of the future while simultaneously ensuring its survival and profitability in the present. The stakes couldn't be higher, not only for General Motors but also for the entire automotive industry as it undergoes this period of rapid transformation. GM's crisis mirrors a broader industry upheaval. Automakers everywhere are pouring billions into EVs, straining finances and forcing tough choices about which gas models to keep. The market is in flux. EV sales are growing but not as fast as before, prompting some companies to slow their electric ambitions. Meanwhile, profits from trucks and SUVs are still vital to funding the EV transition. Competition is fierce, especially from Chinese EV makers offering advanced, affordable vehicles. Suppliers and workers are scrambling to adapt, with new skills in software and battery tech now essential. The entire ecosystem is transforming, and every move by GM sends shockwaves through the sector. The future of American auto manufacturing is being rewritten in real time. President Trump responded to the GM shutdown with sharp criticism, blaming the company's EV push for putting American jobs at risk. He called for scrapping federal EV subsidies and imposing tariffs on imported vehicles and parts, especially from China. Trump's message: prioritize gasoline-powered cars and protect U.S. manufacturing with aggressive trade policies. He frames the shutdown as proof that the current green agenda is out of touch with working-class realities. For his supporters, this is a defense of traditional American industry. Trump's rhetoric taps into economic anxiety and nostalgia for the era of U.S. auto dominance. By positioning himself as the champion of auto workers, he turns the GM shutdown into a political rallying cry. The debate over America's industrial future is now front and center. Trump's proposals could upend the auto industry's plans. Removing EV subsidies and favoring gasoline vehicles would force automakers like GM to rethink their entire strategy. New tariffs could spark trade wars, raising costs and disrupting global supply chains. American-made cars could become pricier and less competitive both at home and abroad. Trump's rhetoric may deepen the cultural divide over EVs, slowing their adoption and complicating automakers' investment decisions. Policy uncertainty could scare off foreign investment in U.S. factories and battery plants. Companies might hesitate to expand if they fear abrupt policy reversals. The future of the domestic EV supply chain hangs in the balance. The industry faces a volatile, unpredictable environment shaped by politics as much as technology. The stakes for American manufacturing have never been higher. The GM shutdown is personal for workers. Many feel betrayed and anxious about their future. "This isn't just a job, it's our community's lifeblood," says one UAW member. Executives see the pause as a tough but necessary step to align inventory and troubleshoot EV production. "We're committed to our workforce and our electric future, but this transition won't be a straight line," a GM executive explains. Industry analysts view the halt as a classic response to market softness and supply chain issues. GM is performing open-heart surgery while running a marathon, one analyst notes. The EV shift is expensive, and profits from gas vehicles are still crucial. The shutdown highlights the tension between long-term strategy and short-term survival. Everyone agrees, the industry is in the midst of profound, disruptive change. The challenge is managing this transformation without leaving workers or profitability behind. The recent GM shutdown, along with other industry pressures, has significantly amplified the urgency for Washington to take decisive action. The closure has not only disrupted production, but also ignited concerns about the future of automotive jobs and the overall economic stability of the sector. The recent GM shutdown, along with other industry pressures, has significantly amplified the urgency for Washington to take decisive action. The closure has not only disrupted production but also ignited concerns about the future of automotive jobs and the overall economic stability of the sector. In response to these challenges, the administration is actively considering a strategic pivot away from broad-based EV tax credits. Instead, the focus may shift towards more targeted support mechanisms, specifically designed to facilitate factory retooling initiatives and comprehensive worker retraining programs. This approach aims to provide direct assistance to companies and individuals navigating the transition to electric vehicle production. Instead, the focus may shift towards more targeted support mechanisms, specifically designed to facilitate factory retooling initiatives and comprehensive worker retraining programs. This approach aims to provide direct assistance to companies and individuals navigating the transition to electric vehicle production. Instead, the focus may shift towards more targeted support mechanisms, specifically designed to facilitate factory retooling initiatives and comprehensive worker retraining programs. This approach aims to provide direct assistance to companies and individuals navigating the transition to electric vehicle production. Furthermore, there's a growing consensus and increasing discussion surrounding the critical importance of boosting domestic battery supply chains. This includes a concerted effort to reduce reliance on foreign materials, particularly those sourced from China, to ensure a more secure and resilient domestic industry. To further incentivize domestic production, new incentives for mining and recycling key minerals, essential for battery production, could soon be on the table, encouraging sustainable and responsible sourcing practices. Recognizing the challenges of transitioning to EV production, automakers may advocate for more flexible emissions regulations. They will likely argue that they require additional time and resources to ensure that the EV transition is not only successful but also economically and environmentally sustainable in the long run. This sets up a potential clash and ongoing debate between environmental groups, who are pushing for rapid change, and industry stakeholders, who are seeking a more gradual and manageable transition. The core of the disagreement centers on the appropriate pace of change and the balance between environmental goals and economic realities. Beyond domestic policies, trade policy is also taking center stage in the conversation surrounding the EV transition. There are bipartisan calls from both sides of the political spectrum to proactively counter China's growing dominance in the electric vehicle market. To address this, targeted tariffs on imported EVs and strategic new trade deals with other nations are being considered as potential tools to reshape global supply chains and promote fair competition. As it navigates these complex issues, the government faces a delicate balancing act, requiring careful consideration of various factors. The aim is to protect existing jobs and foster the growth of domestic industry, all while simultaneously encouraging innovation and ensuring that the U.S. remains competitive within the global economy. The aim is to protect existing jobs and foster the growth of domestic industry, all while simultaneously encouraging innovation and ensuring that the U.S. remains competitive within the global economy. Ultimately, the policy decisions and strategic moves made in Washington in the coming months will play a pivotal role in shaping the future landscape of American auto manufacturing and its transition to electric vehicles. What's next for GM? Several scenarios are possible. In one, GM uses this pause to fix bottlenecks and slow its EV rollout, stabilizing finances and jobs. Another scenario sees prolonged struggle. If EV demand stays weak, GM could face deeper cuts and lose ground to nimbler rivals. The most optimistic outcome, the shutdown, sparks innovation, leading to affordable EVs and a manufacturing rebound. The path GM takes will depend on the economy, politics, and global tech trends. For workers, their future is tied to GM's ability to adapt. The company's choices now will echo across the industry. The road ahead is uncertain, but the stakes are enormous. The GM shutdown marks a turning point for American auto manufacturing. The era of refining gas engines is over. The industry is reinventing itself for an electric, digital future. This isn't just about new cars. It's about new supply chains, new skills, and global competition. Automakers must balance supporting their workforce with investing in new technology, all while navigating political uncertainty. Success will require agility, innovation, and strong partnerships between companies, unions, and educators. The jobs of tomorrow will demand expertise in robotics, batteries, and software. Investing in people is key to securing American manufacturing's future. This crisis is also an opportunity, a chance to define what the next era of U.S. industry will look like. The decisions made now will determine whether this new chapter is one of decline or